Hi, listeners. I'm Emily, a student at the University of Illinois, and today, Jean Drasco, special guest Sydney Mum, and I are chatting about LinkedIn networking. If you have any questions after listening to this podcast, please email us at acescareerservices@illinois.edu.
Hey everybody, my name is Sydney Mum and I'm an ACES alumna. For some background, I graduated from the College of ACES in 2018 and last year earned my master's in human resources from the School of Labor and Employment Relations. Currently, I am an HR Career Foundation program participant at Boeing in St. Louis.
Hi everyone, this is Jean. Sydney and I will share some tips on how to virtually network using LinkedIn.
Thanks for doing this, Sydney and Jean. So, where should we start?
Let's start at tip number 1. When you are starting to use LinkedIn, I suggest that you connect with your peers and your instructors first, and then branch out with employers that you meet at fairs, in class discussions, or events such as AFA conference or professional meetings. Don't worry about being rejected. If they don't link with you, that is their loss. But if you don't invite them to link, you may not get them as a connection.
Jean, do you have anything to add?
Sydney's tip is great. I'll describe how I often grow my contact list. I do an advanced search in LinkedIn using all filters. I will select University of Illinois as a school and then select a company that I know is a leader in an area or whatever topic that I'm seeking. To illustrate this better, I'll give an example. Let's say I have selected Schreiber Foods as a company. I will hit the magnifying glass in LinkedIn search button so that the filters will show up. Then I select all filters. The next thing I do is I type University of Illinois in the box for the school, and when the orange eye comes up, I make sure that the box next to it is checked. Then I would type Schreiber Foods in the past employer box. When their logo appears, I will make sure that that box is also checked. Then I hit search. When I do that, I see 13 LinkedIn profiles of former UIUC students who worked at Schreiber Foods. I can review the list and can see potential people to connect with. So when I'm working with a student that has questions about the culture of a company, I like to find alums who have worked in different places and ask them for advice so that they can provide a comparison.
That sounds great. Sydney, do you have another tip?
Tip number 2, it is good to follow up an in-person meeting with a LinkedIn request to stay connected. Pro tip, personalize the invite by referring to your conversation like, "It was great meeting you at the Women Changing the Face of Agriculture conference. I'd like to add you to my network." Or, "I heard you speak in class today. I'd like to connect."
Okay, that makes sense. Jean, do you have another tip?
One of the best features I find with LinkedIn is that it keeps your contacts information fresh. You will find as your network grows, it gets hard to keep track of your contacts. LinkedIn is nice in that even if a person changes jobs, you should still be able to message them. Years ago, people had Rolodexes where they'd put someone's business cards on a little wheel, and the shelf life of the Rolodexers were about a week because invariably someone changed jobs or careers, or the company's name changed and the information was outdated. LinkedIn is more up to date and you don't have to put a lot of effort in managing it.
Are there any other benefits to networking in LinkedIn?
I have used LinkedIn a ton to get where I am today, actually. One example is when I was trying to personalize my LinkedIn profile or when I'm updating it, as this is a living platform, I would often look at my peers' profile, someone I looked up to. I would review their about or summary statement that's at the top of their LinkedIn profile, what they chose for their pictures, and also look at their past experiences and how these were displayed, any club involvement, etc., to figure out and envision my own career goals or path. When my career path changed during my sophomore year of undergrad from ag accounting to HR, I started looking at profiles of those I looked up to, or those I had talked to about HR to see where they went to school and what past experiences they had to get to where they are today. I have also used LinkedIn a lot in the past to learn more about companies I might be recruited by. I would like their LinkedIn page as well. This is maybe something that you haven't thought about a recruiter looking at.
I've had students invited to apply for jobs based on their LinkedIn profile. Additionally, I think LinkedIn is a great way to manage your personal brand. Your posts can attract people to your profile and increase your connections as well.
Okay, so I feel like I know how to connect and who to connect with, but why is connecting and networking so important?
For the obvious reason, you may need to recruit someone or be recruited.
I feel that professional contacts are a key to a successful professional career. There's an old saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. I cannot tell you how many times I've reached out to a colleague or an alum for advice. It helps me tremendously to have a network to reach out to. I learned a long time ago, I don't know everything, but I can find out from someone who does know. For example, I recently reached out to an old friend via LinkedIn to lead a small group discussion about leading others in the process of returning to work post-COVID-19. I am no expert on leading change, but Larry, a seasoned HR executive who taught change management at LER for a decade, is, and he shared his wisdom with my colleagues and me.
Again, thank you all for listening to us. If you have any additional questions, reach out at acescareerservices@illinois.edu.
Bye, everyone. And if you have any questions about how to use LinkedIn to network, feel free to link with me on LinkedIn to learn more.
Bye, and remember that you're an Illini and you've got skills.